But Marriage Story, Noah Baumbach, Dave. This is a film that's getting a lot of awards buzz. Adam Driver seems like he might be on the fast track to a nomination for this film, but it's not even in limited release yet. And you got a chance to go see this. Tell me, should I be as excited as I am for this movie?
Hell yeah, man. So I was lucky enough to see this movie at the end of last week due to the Independent Film Festival of Boston, their fall focus. They were showing a bunch of movies, and Marriage Story jumped out to me because I got to see it well in advance. It's just starting its limited theatrical run tomorrow. That's 6 theaters in New York and LA, so very limited exposure to anyone, of course. Like all the other Netflix releases, not going to be in the major theater chains during the limited theatrical run. And then it'll be on Netflix on December 6th. So not too long, a month ago. But as you mentioned, this movie's got a lot of acclaim ever since it debuted at Venice. And I believe it's like 97% on RT, over 100 reviews. Everyone's loving it. And Noah Baumbach obviously is pretty respected in the filmmaking community, both his solo work, his co-writes with Wes Anderson, his work with his partner Greta Gerwig. People know Noah Baumbach, but this is an incredibly personal movie, and reading more about it, it's certainly informed by his actual divorce with Jennifer Jason Leigh, who he shares a child with. And this movie is about the divorce of Adam Driver and Scarlett Johansson's characters, and they play artists. Adam Driver is a kind of successful, kind of well-known in the community theater director in New York City. And ScarJo is a actress who became well-known early on for a role in like a teen comedy, and then became kind of the star of Driver's theater company. And they have a kid, and they live in, I believe, Brooklyn, Park Slope. And the movie starts off in a really funny way where they both are reading letters about what they like about each other for a mediator regarding their divorce. And it's really funny because it's so positive. And what makes Marriage Story so excellent is that it really knows how to jump around between stuff that's really, really funny and incredibly emotional, devastating stuff. And again, it's about divorce. It's about having a kid and making choices for that kid when you're trying to have a divorce, and your happiness versus the happiness of your spouse, your partner. It's the way it kind of moves scene to scene, I think, is so masterful. And obviously I saw this in a festival setting. It was a packed house. Every single laugh line fucking killed. Like the 100% of the crowd is laughing. And then when it's sad, when it's tough to watch, like you hear sniffling, it's rough. And I think just from a screenplay perspective, it's something that is pretty simple to understand, right? People having a divorce and a divorce getting messy. Mm-hmm. Simple concept, but it's told so well. And part of that, of course, is that the cast is great and the performances are incredible. I mean, Scarlett Johansson, we just talked about her with Jojo Rabbit, really impressing in that role. I think this is the best she's ever been in Marriage Story. She really does a lot, really shifting throughout her emotions. And even though the movie ultimately focuses more on Driver's perspective, ScarJo is fantastic. But Driver, I mean, we've talked him up just like everyone else because he's probably the actor of his generation at this point. He's incredible. And again, he's really juggles in this movie the various emotions and of course, having that inform on his acting. Ultimately, I think like maybe not the standout scene, but the standout scene from them conveying emotion is this fight they have at his apartment. And it is the most gutting shit, like them just breaking each other down and tearing into each other. It's wild. But yeah, I mean, I'm not gonna spoil anything yet, but in short, it's a really, really impressive movie. And the supporting cast is great too. Laura Dern plays ScarJo's lawyer. Alan Alda and Ray Liotta play Driver's lawyers. Alan Alda has Parkinson's now, so nice to see him still out there while he still can act. Merritt Weaver plays ScarJo's sister. Cast is fantastic. Mm-hmm. And this was the runner-up for the Venice People's Choice Award. and then it got 3 nominations at the Gothams, and obviously nothing else has happened yet. But yeah, this will be a Best Picture nomination. This will be a Best Actor nomination for Driver, and I think ScarJo probably also gets in for Best Actress as well, and that's deserving it. I think screenplays right there
Wow.
too. Baumbach has won for screenplay before with Squid and the Whale, so that wouldn't surprise me either. So this is Netflix. This is their golden goose for Oscars, and for good reason. The movie's great.
Yeah, I was just about to say that. What a win for Netflix. I mean, back to back years having films that are going to get best actress, possibly, back to back years best actress, but best film or best picture nominations is a huge win for them. Although I do have to say, just a thought I was having as you were talking, and also talk about Motherless Brooklyn and how little money it made. Almost, almost makes me feel kind of sad because I feel like uh, Netflix. I mean, I don't know what the budget was for this, but I can't imagine having this kind of cast. It was relatively small, and I feel like this is going to kind of keep pushing to those polars in terms of like the big budget films are small, but without the CGI, maybe it wasn't that big actually.
Yeah,
Talking
probably
it
not.
through.
I don't think it was that expensive behind the salaries.
Yeah. But yeah, Netflix killing it, man. They had The King, but this Marriage Story sounds like it's going to be a hit. Can't wait. Although thinking about the range of emotions of it, I almost have like a pit in my stomach already thinking about that scene in their apartment. I like almost like just want to skip past it. Oof, can't wait to watch. Any last thoughts?
No, man, it's really great, and I think Baumbach, in a certain sense, actually helped shepherd Netflix into this true prestige era 2 years ago in 2017 with the Meyerowitz stories. That, and of course, Bong's Okja were the first Netflix movies to compete at Cannes, or at least be shown at Cannes. And that kind of really got this new wave of Netflix really investing in excellent films. And this is not their only one. They also have The Two Popes coming soon.
Yeah.
But yeah, this is something. Do you have a favorite Baumbach movie? I haven't seen most of his movies. I mean, debut with Kicking and Screaming in the 90s, well known for Frances Ha, Mistress America, Meyerowitz, of course, 2017. Anything that jumps out to you? Greenberg, Squid and the
No,
Whale.
let me just take a look through. I really like the Meyerowitz stories. Thought that was pretty good. Haven't seen Francis Ha. No, none of these really stand out. I guess Fantastic Mr. Fox, but he's just a voice in that, right? That's a Wes
He co-wrote
Anderson.
it though. He co-wrote that
Okay.
in Life Aquatic for what
Yeah,
with
the Life
Wes.
Aquatic. I guess maybe that would be it. Yeah.
Francis Ha and Mistress America, he co-wrote with Greta Gerwig, who he is now has a child with as well. So that family's doing really well this year, given the Little Women reactions we've gotten so far.
Yeah. Sounds like they're actually going to be going against each other for Best Picture.
Yeah, probably.
Very interesting.
Like when Cameron and Bigelow went up against each other, ex spouses.
I was gonna say ex spouses at that point. At least they're together. So either way, can't wait to watch Marriage Story.